Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello my dear students, welcome back to First Commerce Accountancy online classes. Let's move to start one more very important chapter and very interesting chapter, that is financial statements, in that part 1. Dear student, in the previous classes we had discussed about so many concepts. We know that accounting is a process. The main aim of accounting is to record the business transaction in the books of accounts. So from the beginning class onwards we are saying the same, that is what accounting is the process of recording the transaction in the books of accounts. The main purpose behind recording of business transaction is to give a financial statement to the end users or the interested users. There are a number of users require accounting information to take important decisions. So the taken decision depends on the financial statement of an organization. So for that reason, every organization need to prepare financial statement at the end of the accounting period. See, can we prepare accounting statements or the financial statements without preparing journal entries or without posting the transaction into the books of accounts or without preparing trial balance? Can we prepare financial statement? Before that, we should know what is the meaning of financial statement. So financial statement is nothing but it is the final all the statement, that statement includes the financial position of an organization. It combines three important accounts. One is trading account, another one is profit and loss account, and third one is balance sheet. So by preparing these accounts, we can judge about the financial position of an organization. We can see the financial performance of an organization. We, in the sense, interested users of accounting information. See, the accounting process begins with identification of economic events. Accounting process begins with identification of economic events. So what are the transactions can be measured in terms of money? We can record that transaction in the books of accounts. Afterwards, we can record the transaction. We can communicate the accounting information to the end users, means to interested users to take important decision. So accounting process includes measuring, recording the transaction, analyzing and interpreting the transactions. So what are the transactions can be measured in terms of money? We can record that transaction in the books of accounts. We can measure that transaction, we can record that transaction, we can summarize that, we can analyze that. Afterwards, we can communicate that accounting information with the interested users. So overall, I want to say this financial statement it is a combined process of all these process, starting from recording the transaction till trial balance. After preparing trial balance, one can prepare financial statement. So to prepare trading account or profit and loss account, we require trial balance. Trial balance is a statement. It is a statement of what the balances of debit and credit, or the total of debit and credit column, debit and credit of all the accounts. So according to the agreement of trial balance, or according to the process of trial balance must show the equal value. So then we can move to next step, that is what the preparation of financial statement. So here in the first chapter we had discussed about the basic terms. It includes expenditure or assets, liabilities, expenses, number of basic terms we already studied, correct? So assets, liabilities, types of asset, types of liabilities, and many more aspects, many more terms we already studied. But now again, just recall those concepts which are necessary or which are taken very important role in this financial statement chapter. Let's see, the first basic term in this is expenditure. See, expenditure is nothing but it is a payment or incurring a liability. It is the payment or incurring a liability in exchange of goods and services. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಆರ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್. That is also comes under expenditure itself. Here you should know the slight difference between expenses and expenditure. Expenses means what? Here we can say that it represents the reduction in the value of assets. Say for example depreciation. It is what? Now adana ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ರಿಪೇರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಲೈಕ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೇನು, ಒಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ವೀಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಕರ್ ಆದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಳು, ಇನ್ಕರ್ ಆದ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಾರೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸಮ್ ಮೇ ಪೇ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ದೇ ಅಕ್ರೂವಲ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ or the incurrence of liability in exchange of goods and services. Goods and services ಗಳನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಕರ್ ಆಗುವ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಕರ್ ಆಗುವ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ? ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. See, this expenditure classified into two groups in the sense, the first type, capital expenditure. See, types of expenditure under that first one, capital expenditure, and the second one is a revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure. See the first one, capital expenditure. What is capital expenditure? See, capital expenditure is an expenditure whose benefit extends to more than one accounting year. More than one accounting year. Say for example, you purchased a machine. You can use that machine for a long period of time. Maybe the estimated life of that machine may be 5 years. So you can utilize that particular machine for 5 years. So that benefit, once you invested to purchase machine and you can receive a benefit for more than one accounting year, that is called as capital expenditure. So capital expenditure means it is an expenditure whose benefit extends to more than one accounting year. Can you give any example for this type of expenditure? Yes, many are saying that expenses incurred for purchase of machinery or purchase of land and building. So if you spend any amount to purchase fixed assets, usually fixed assets will be useful, or fixed assets can be used by an organization for a longer period of time. Till the maximum estimated life of the asset, up to that we can utilize that machine, correct? So if you spend amount to purchase such items, then it is called as capital expenditure. And you can say that, can you purchase capital in the sense what? Somehow big. Capital ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 500 ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಓನರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಬಿಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್. Let's see what is revenue expenditure. See, revenue expenditure is also expenditure, but whose benefit whose benefits up to one accounting year. ಒನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್, ಆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ, ಈಗ ಏನು ನಾವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೋ, ಈಗ ಏನು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೋ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದೊಳಗೆ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ನಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. Okay, so it is termed as what? Revenue expenditure. Those expenditure are recurring in nature. This is what very important character of this revenue expenditure. See, this first one, capital expenditure, are non-recurring in nature. Non-recurring in nature anta helidre enu? ಅಪರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು. ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವುದು? ಅಪರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು. ಅದೇ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೇನು? ಡೈಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುವವರು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ non-recurring in nature. These are not repetitive in nature. Say for example, any organization they can purchase a machine once in a year or twice in a year according to their requirements. They cannot purchase the machine on daily basis. Ivattondu machine naale they can't purchase like that, because the investment is also, they need to invest larger amount. They can't adjust that much amount on daily base. That is also, and that is not required also. ಅಗತ್ಯ ಕೂಡ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡೈಲಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ? ನಾನ್ ರಿಕರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಕರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಸೇಸ್ whose benefits up to one accounting year. ಅಪ್ ಟು ಒನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್, ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಕರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಡೈಲಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಪೀಟೇಟಿವ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಂತ್, that is the best example for this revenue expenditure. If you paid rent, building rent in this month, again you have to pay the rent in the next month. If you paid electricity charges in this month, again you have to pay electricity charges in the next month. So payment of wages, payment of salary, payment for the electricity charges or water bill, whatever number of expenditure you can consider, all these comes under this revenue expenditure, mainly because of these are repetitive in nature. Regular agi we have to pay such expenses. That's why it is called as what? A revenue expenditure. So this is about expenditure. And the next important term is receipts. You know revenue. You know the meaning of revenue. Revenue is very important to run the business organization in an effective manner. So they can earn some revenue involved by selling of goods or providing different services. They can earn revenue. So these receipts also are classified into two types. One is capital receipts, another one is capital receipts, another one is revenue receipts. These are the important terms for 2 marks. They may ask in the exam, they may ask, give the meaning of expenditure or state the two types of expenditure, state the two types of revenue receipts, like that. So here the first one is capital receipts. These capital receipts are which have the obligation or which create an obligation to return the money, and it receives by the sale of fixed assets. So it gives kind of obligation, right? Like ದೇ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆಬ್ಲಿಗೇಷನ್ ಟು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ದ ಮನಿ. ನಾವು ಏನು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆವೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರಿಸೀಪ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ receipts from sale of fixed assets, and these capital receipts are non-recurring in nature, these are not repetitive. Again, how I gave example for this capital expenditure, here also same. ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡೈಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ they are planned to utilize that particular machine for a long period of time. So that's why these capital receipts are the receipts by the sale of fixed assets. So the sale of fixed assets are non-recurring in nature, or amount collected by issue of shares. These are the example for this capital receipts. Another one is revenue receipts. See, these revenue receipts are the receipts by the normal and regular course of action. Business such as receipts from the sale of fixed assets or providing goods and services. Such receipts are called as revenue receipts, and these are recurring in nature. ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗೋದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆದ ಹಾಗೆ we have to sell the goods. So revenue collected or receipts, revenue collected from such activity is called as revenue receipts. So these examples, I told that amount received by sale of goods and services, these can be a good example for this revenue receipts. And the next important term we should know, that is deferred revenue expenditure. Deferred revenue, see, this deferred revenue is a revenue expenditure whose benefit extends to or 2 or more years. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಳ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ದಟ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಫಾರ್ 2 or more than 2 years. That is called as deferred revenue expenditure. Example, preliminary expenses. And the next important term is financial statement. So already I told that from the beginning classes onwards, accountancy saying the same sentence, providing the accounting information through the financial statements. So financial statement is a basic source to analyze the performance of an business organization. ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಿನ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗೆ ಆರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ, ಯಾವ ವೇಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ. ಸೊ ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿನ ಮೂಲಕ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಿನ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಲೈಸ್. We can take important decision depends on the financial statement of an organization. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ financial statement ಏನನ್ನ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್. And what is the meaning of trading account here? Trading account is trading account is prepared to know the gross profit or gross loss, means whether that organization earned profit or sustaining loss. To know that, an accountant need to prepare trading account. So by preparing trading account, we can get gross profit or gross loss. By preparing trading account, we can get gross profit or gross loss of an enterprise during the year. So and why we need to prepare trading account? The main purpose of preparing trading account is to analyze the profit or loss, means whether to determine the profit earned by an organization or that business organization is sustaining loss. To determine that, they need to prepare trading account. And the next one is profit and loss account. Why we need to prepare profit and loss account, or what is the objective behind the preparation of profit and loss account? To know the net profit or net loss, one should prepare profit and loss account at the end of the year. So before preparing balance sheet, we required net profit or net loss. So to check that whether our expense is greater than our income or our income is greater than our expense, to check that we need to prepare profit and loss account. So which shows the net result of the business, which is either net profit or net loss. So here all indirect expenses and indirect incomes are recorded in that profit and loss account, whereas in trading account all direct expenses and direct incomes are recorded. So net profit means what? Yes, we know that what a profit and loss account are prepared to check or to get net profit or net loss. Then what is net profit? If net profit means the excess of revenues over expenses. Net profit ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮಿಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್, ಹೌ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್? ಒನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಇಸ್ ದೇ, ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. Before that, net profit means the excess of revenues over incomes. So net profit equal to gross profit plus other income minus indirect expenses. Minus indirect expenses. The next important term is gross profit. Net profit means the excess of revenues over expenses. The gross profit means the excess of sales over purchases and direct expenses. Namma expenses comes ಪರ್ಚೇಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ಗಳು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಗಳು ಸೇಲನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮೇನ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್, ದೆನ್ that is termed as gross profit. So gross profit equal to sales minus, in bracket you have to write, purchases plus direct expenses. Then the final answer, if you deduct the amount purchases and direct expenses from the sales amount, then you will get gross profit. And next important term is operating profit. What is the meaning of operating profit? So operating profit is a profit earned through the normal operations of the business activities. Normal operations of the business activity ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ earning ಬರುತ್ತೋ that is called as what? Operating profit. So it is the excess of operating revenues over operating expenses. So operating revenue minus non-operating expenses, that is what? Operating profit. Operating revenues minus non-operating expenses. Operating revenue, sales and all, minus operating expenses. Operating revenue means commission received, interest received or any other receipts of income minus operating expenses. like rent paid or any other payment, salary, these all are comes under operating expenses. Or another formula is there, net profit plus non-operating expenses minus non-operating incomes, or net profit plus non-operating expenses minus non-operating incomes. Incomes. So the next one term is EBIT. EBIT stands for earning before interest and tax. This is important term when we taking some adjustment entries or closing entries. So the next one important term is balance sheet. Balance sheet is a statement of assets and liabilities of an organization. This preparation of this balance sheet is the final step of financial statement. So financial statement in a third account, balance sheet. Balance sheet includes all the details regarding the assets and liabilities of an organization. So it shows the final position of an organization. So by combining all these three accounts, we can judge about the performance of an organization, financial performance of an organization. And the next one more important term is marshalling of assets and liabilities. What is the meaning of marshalling? Marshalling means grouping of similar nature accounts in a one account. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನೇಚರಿನ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಹೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಷಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್, ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್, ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್. Liabilities, fixed liabilities and current liabilities, or any other maintenance expenses, repair charges, depreciation, all these comes under machine maintenance charges, or marketing expenses. These all are like that type. We need to group the similar nature accounts in a one heading. That process is called as marshalling of assets and liabilities. And the next one important concept is there, that is what computation of cost of goods sold. Let's see how we can compute the cost of goods sold by using a formula. See, usually closing stock, say for example, if there is no opening stock or closing stock in an organization at the end of accounting period, then purchases and direct expenses are taken as cost of goods sold. Say for example, I will give an example. Mr. X purchased worth rupees 75,000 in the year in the 2017, and direct expense worth rupees 10,000. In this case, how we can find out cost of goods sold? So cost of goods, for the computation of cost of goods sold, we should follow this formula. We should use this formula, that is cost of goods sold equal to, here purchases plus direct expenses. I told that 75,000 rupees is the purchases, then he spent 10,000 as a direct expense, so total 85,000 is considered as what cost of goods sold. And in another case also, in another type also, we can find out or we can calculate cost of goods sold if business have some closing stock. Usually ಎಲ್ಲ goods ಗಳು sold out ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So sometimes some stock may be retained by the organization, that is what unsold goods. It also called as what closing stock. So take for example, Mr. X purchased 75,000 worth asset. So that asset not sold completely, he is just able to sell 60,000 worth asset. 60,000 worth purchases. So, or we can use another formula like this: cost of goods sold is equal to purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Minus closing stock. When in case closing stock information is given in the illustration. So assume purchases 75,000 rupees plus direct expenses span 10,000 and closing stock worth rupees 5,000. So 75,000 plus 10,000, 85,000 minus 5,000, 80,000. 80,000 is considered as cost of goods sold in this case when closing stock is given in the illustration. So all these are important terms which we should know before preparing the financial statement, maybe preparing trading account or profit and loss account and balance sheet. I hope you understood all these important terms. Now take down one assignment question for this class. Give the meaning of expenditure. Thank you for watching this video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.